Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here. I'm here with two special guests, Jay Pestrichelli and Mike Venuto, and they wanted to meet up this morning to announce something special. So, Jay or Mike, I'll let you have the mic.
Yeah, thanks, Rod. We are announcing today that Zega's operation and Title's operations are merging together. And we wanted to let everybody know this ahead of time. There's a press release that probably came out this morning that some of you might have seen. We just wanted to talk a little bit about it, be open, and be available for some questions. We wanted to let you break the news because of all the support you've had with us in the past. I think the main message that we want to give to everybody is nothing is changing. We are just Title is acquiring the operations of Zega Financial as a sub-advisor. And so for all the funds that we manage, YieldMax, Defiance, Nicholas, SoFi, the new Ramos Nest Yield ETFs, all of those that Zega people were managing before all stay the same. The whole operation is just lift and dropping into Title. We went effective, I think, officially January 2nd, right? So we've been in operation a couple days already this way, but we just wanted to get the news out in front of everybody, talk a little bit about it, make sure that everybody knows nothing is going to change. Oh, there is one thing that's going to change. Hold on. I'm going to do it live for you. This is the one thing that's going to change. There we go. Now I've got the Title background. So all the portfolio managers are going to stay the same. All of the all of the process that we go through for the yields that we deliver, or just the communication, everything going to be the same. Just that changed. Really, that's it. And I get to be closer to a partner that you've known forever. That Zega and Title have always been partners on all of these funds. Title's always been the advisor. Zega's always been the sub-advisor. We just get to get a little closer and, quite frankly, leverage the infrastructure that Title brings and has already built, so I don't have to rebuild it at Zega.
Wow. Yeah, no, thank you for breaking that news here on this channel. Appreciate it. Mike, did you want to make any comments before I dig into this?
Yeah, I just want to say we're super excited. This has been in the works for a while. Jay came to us as a client originally to launch Z Hedge, right? That was his first product. And
did you turn him away? Did you say
no, no, we were excited.
Yeah.
And it led to other iterations and working with other clients of Title, right? So the first was the YieldMax family of clients, and we worked with them to come out with that suite. And then Jay brought us Nicholas, which is FIAX and GAIAX, and we brought him to SoFi, and then we brought him to Defiance, and most recently we brought him to Ramos, who's to doing the Nest Yield products. So Title is a group of ETF masters, right? That's our thing, right? We help people launch and grow ETFs. Today, we're servicing 190 plus ETFs with close to 29.5 billion in assets, right? So most of you don't even know all the things that we touch. We're behind Cambria's ETFs. We're behind a lot of Amplify's ETFs. We're behind SoFi, I mentioned, Risk Parity, the Wheel ETF, the Put Right ETF. Like, there's so many that are out there. So our job is to help bring best-in-class people together and help them build and launch an ETF business. Bringing Jay and his team into the Title fold just makes that much more easy and much more that we can do for people. With Jay's team, Title's about 90 people now. And that includes, 9 people in compliance. Now with Jay's team here, trading and trading operations is almost 20 people. And we have 21 in general operations. We have 6 in legal. All those things are things that Zega would have had to build and would have been distractions for Jay and his team that just are plug and play here.
So is the Zega name going away, or is the Zega name sort of a branch under Title now?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Zega will exist. Zega still has a stake and is what I would say, a sponsor for some of the ETFs, just like we are today with, YieldMax and Defiance. We've talked about that before. That doesn't change. But Zega Financial is no longer a registered investment advisor, right? So we're no longer an RIA. We will have actually no operations outside of just holding the sponsorship. So Zega will exist, but really will have nothing to do. Really, Zega is not. All of Zega is not being acquired for title. It's just removing the operations. That's why I like to call it, a merger of operations or an integration of operations. Really, that's what it is. And that's so the difference here, because you would think like the title just by Zega. The answer is no, but they did acquire the operations and they did acquire all of the what I'll call the subcontractor agreements. And now title is the advisor with no subcontractor, with no sub-advisor, I should say, on any of those funds. And that's it.
Yeah, and Jay is now a senior executive here as our chief trading officer, and
they gave me a good job too.
Yeah,
nice.
He's got equity, and he's a partner here at Title now.
Absolutely.
Do you have a bunch of existing Jays, and Jay's going to be the boss of them?
It's the trading team that Title has been more of a passive team, more of execution of traditional ETF structures, and the more complex option strategies have been mostly at Zega. The Title team has managed a lot of the option stuff with the leverage products at Defiance. So we are very much excited to have Jay's team merged in and help us with some of that stuff, because that is an extreme amount of work. And I'm very proud of the team, but I think they're going to do even more under Jay's leadership than they've done under mine.
So I guess question for Jay, your day-to-day, like you and your employees, does this open up maybe more software or more capabilities when it comes to your options trading, or again, just your day-to-day functions, since Title obviously may have more access to certain things than you had?
Yeah, I mean, the day-to-day means I get to worry less about the minutia of operating a business and get to focus more on portfolio management and trading, ideation, development, research, all of that will get a lot more of my time. This frees me up to do more of that work. The team that's in place today is doing a great job. As you know, we love managing the YieldMax products and the Defiance products as they are now. But I would tell you that I think there's a lot more that we'll be able to create from a throughput perspective as far as new products and innovation in the space, which we've always partnered with Title to do. So I think you'll get to see more and more. It's no surprise that innovation has been a key to the success of certainly YieldMax brand and the Defiance brand, even Nicholas, and the SoFi product that we manage too. And now coming up with the Nest Yield. By the way, Mike, I might say I might have brought Nest Yield to Title. It could, maybe it's a coin toss on that one.
Yeah,
but all of those things, all of these products that we're developing, and all the solutions we're solving, this opens up a lot more time to do that versus, okay, how do we take on more work because we're busy managing an HR department, stuff like that. So I think the day-to-day means more focus, and I'm a big believer that focus is power. So I think this is a powerful combination.
Yeah, I think one other part to it is a key aspect to success in the ETF market is capital markets, right? Being able to leverage Citadel, leverage is the wrong term for not leverage like 2x, like get good things and good pricing and good margin and good prime relationships with Citadel, with Jane Street, with GTS, with StoneX, with Marex. There's all these providers in traditional finance that allow us to be able to generate the yields that we do, that allow us to get the commission rates that we do, that allow us to use the Bloomberg AIM systems and the structures. Combining these two and having it all be centralized just gives us more pricing power, which should show up and be passed on to the end investors in the various different ETFs that we support.
So like companies like Defiance, did they have a worry that they're not going to be as important as they were, say, as a customer, to Zega? Or is this like, to them, is it just the same exact, nothing changed except the name?
I mean, really, nothing.
Defiance, it's better, right?
Yeah, it is a little better for Defiance. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
because they're going to get Jay helping now with the leverage products, whereas Zega was not listed as a sub-advisor on things like MSTX or.
Oh, but Title is.
But Title is. So Title's been doing it. We've got a great.
What's going on with those funds? Are they? They're having trouble, huh?
No,
screwed everything up.
No, what happened is, it was up 400-500%, right? So when you're using options to get that kind of exposure, you're going to have taxable gains. We distributed it. We did it all the right way. Sylvia and Matt, who run Defiance, we walked through it all with them. We've been tracking very well. I think we're doing it the right way. I think
Yeah.
I'm very proud of what that team has done. I mean, we basically at this point have to have an employee just to work on that one fund.
Oh yeah, that's a
Like,
beast. Yeah.
yeah, it's a beast.
Yeah. Are you good with leverage funds, Jay?
Of course, it's one of the great things about options. They're inherently leveraged vehicles, right? So pretty comfortable with all that.
So who's the boss? Is Mike your boss?
No. Our CEO is Guillermo Trias. He started this firm with me years ago.
Okay.
Jay is part of the executive team, right? And we run the business as an executive team. The executive team consists of me, Guillermo, Jay, Eric Falkeiss, who does all the boring trust stuff. But to give that context, Eric built all the operations and used to be the COO of Direction. And then Gavin Fillmore, who's our CRO, he used to deal with all the VIC stuff at Barclays. And he came over a couple of years ago. And he's really the one who's built the relationship with Jay and been part of all the product development for our clients, right? So what happens at Title a lot of times is clients come to us with an idea that's okay, but not great. And, I've told this story on a couple shows. The first YieldMax idea has never been launched because it was okay, but not great. And working with Jay and Gavin, the YieldMax partners iterated to Tesla and to OARC. But the first idea was Berkshire with a yield.
It still should be launched, by the way. I'm
I
still
hear
rooting
you.
for it.
I hear you, but in the world of 40s and 50s,
In the
people
beginning,
will love
no. In the
eights.
beginning, no. Now that
Yeah.
your name's out,
Yeah.
now it would work.
We do
But,
listen, so we'll go to the clients, the partners, and ask them what they think. And if your audience really wants it, we'll launch it.
or do it on a double. Is there a double leverage Berkshire? No, right?
So we have another client who filed for that. It's
Okay.
a Korean fintech firm, Kiwoom. So that'll be coming out in the next month or two. Assuming everything goes well with the SEC. I always have to be very careful and compliant in talking about those things. But
Yeah.
yes, once that's out, it is possible that we could
You do it on that, and it'll be a little more.
there'll have to be options on it, but we'll see how it goes. You ready, Jay?
Oh yeah, bring it on. I love it. Short
It'll be
trading.
a fun one. So Jay, what is your new official title now?
I am the Chief Trading Officer at Title.
Nice.
That's
Well,
it.
congratulations to both of you. So now, Mike, we have to bug you. We need Ulti to go up. That's the big discussion and debate in the. So now you're part of it. So why Ulti no go up?
I'll take that one, Mike.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a good point, Rod. Like, nothing is going to change here, right? So, while of course Mike has always had an involvement with anything that had to do with YieldMax, it's Mike is not the throat to choke on Ulti now. It's still on the current team that's trading it to continue to deliver the distribution rates and deliver the growth at the same time and have that right balance between volatility and income and upside.
I think when people are looking, so the partners on YieldMax have iterated with our team to come up with things like 5e. Like, so for people looking for the upside and the income, FIVY is a great example of us listening, right? So that's the Dorsey Wright product that was recently launched. So it's the top 5 momentum YieldMax stocks for 60%, but the other 40% is in the actual underlyings, and it rebalances every month. So you're getting that momentum play, you're getting that upside. We've also done the Big E. All these things have been done because we listen to you guys, right? Like Ulti is doing what Ulti's supposed to do. If you have a negative run in stocks, there's nothing that we can do to go up. Right? Eventually there'll be a short version, right? I think that's coming.
Tupac.
Yeah.
But
Biggie's out there. What else? So we have LFGY coming. So there's lots of really interesting things coming.
LFGY, huh?
Yeah, that's what, in 2 weeks.
Less by the time this interview comes out. Yep.
So that's crypto industry names, some MicroStrategy, Coinbase. So it's like an Ulti portfolio, but it's focused in a subsector.
Cool. Nice. So now that you're a team, is it going to be any easier now? I guess this is a question for Jay, for YieldMax to get new funds out. Is that process easier for you since you have the ETF masters on your side?
Look, it has never been a problem getting ETFs out. Really, Title has been stellar at doing that. How many? I should know the answer to this. Is there 35 yield maxes at this point, so of all iterations, right? Maybe even more. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things. There hasn't been a problem at all, right? It's never been like, oh, I wish we could have more throughput. It has to do with adoption at the same rate of release, right? You always want to kind of make sure you're meeting a need, and you want to make sure you're providing a solution. In our case, we like to have something that's innovative out there. That's why the FEAT and FIVY, and then the Biggie and SOXY, and then the LFGY, all these things that are coming out that are different. The throughput out of Title is tremendous, right? So I don't think there's ever been a hang up there. I think we'll keep going, full throttle when it comes to more and more YieldMax products.
And Title will keep hiring and investing in technology. I mean, we brought in about 24 new employees last year and implemented like 3 different systems. So like, we're really the boring infrastructure company. Jay gets to be the exciting trading company, and now it's all under one roof and leveraging the same infrastructure.
Where is Title's home office?
So we have offices in Milwaukee because that's where a lot of the custody banks, U.S. Bank, many of you'll notice, is the main bank that we work with.
Yeah.
And we also have an office in Chicago, and we have an office in New York. And as of January 2nd, we have an office in Palm Beach with our merger with Jay, and I guess Oklahoma as well now too, right, Jay?
Omaha.
Yep, that's right. I got my O's wrong.
They're close. They're not that far. It's close.
Yeah. New York, Chicago, LA, and then everything else is some O. Now I'm just teasing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too cold here in New Jersey. But
I grew up in North Carolina, so that joke is kind of ridiculous for me.
All right. No, I appreciate the announcement. Obviously, this is a benefit to Jay's team that you mentioned. There's certain things they don't have to go out and do now. Like the Title already has it built in house. And I think, Mike, you said the benefit to you guys of this merger or acquisition or whatever we're calling it is the experience that you're bringing on board. I'm not sure. Is there anything else?
It's the main thing is we have more and more clients coming to us with great ideas that need a great options or derivatives based portfolio management team.
Yeah.
And that's not something that existed in the ETF world 4 or 5 years ago.
It's hard to find option people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Historically, that was all left in either trade desk for prop trading or in hedge funds. The ETF world has experienced a couple of good regulation changes that allow us to, 5 years ago, we could not have done YieldMax. It was not legal. The laws changed. There was 2 laws. There was an ETF rule and a derivatives rule. Those 2 rules made it so we could innovate with clients and come up with these strategies. Every day we're talking to people who have more ideas. I don't know if your listeners are familiar with it, but if you deal with the traditional financial advisors, every day they're getting pitched by JP Morgan some crazy structured note that's got 2 to 4% like embedded fees that you can't see, and it's like, I'm going to give you 10% of the upside of the S&P and 3% of the downside of Tesla and a 4% yield and this and that.
Yeah.
All that's all garbage that's going away, but it's going to be reborn in the ETF structure. And our partnership with Jay and the Zega team coming under is going to let us do that and structure these things at the right way at reasonable fees with liquidity and transparency of the ETF market.
Well said, Mike. That was perfect.
No, that's good. The hidden fees, that's a big thing. I always hear about that in the 401ks, right? In the index funds, like there's all these random hidden fees, and it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
ETFs, like, unfortunately, like in the 401k world, you're pretty much locked. You can't even touch an ETF, right? You're locked to certain.
It's the Alamo for mutual funds.
Yeah. So hopefully something like that changes too, right? Things seem to be changing for the better that allow you guys to do what you do. So hopefully it continues. But before we sign off, any final words as it relates to the announcement that you just want to tell the community or make sure they know? Obviously, I'll ask them. I'll ask them now. Please post any questions or comments down below. Jay and Mike, I believe they'll check it out after.
We always do. We
they'll
always
read
do.
it.
Yeah.
So be nice. But
my closing comment here is the news is there's really no news, right? We want to just make sure everybody have peace of mind that nothing's going to change the investment choices that they've made before. Nothing's going to impact those with this deal. We just figured get ahead of the news, and that was it. Just let everybody know that this is a partnership that was long coming, but you should expect no changes, maybe a little more innovation, maybe a little more throughput.
I just want to say thank you to the community. We are always listening, right? Our clients listen, we listen. We're happy to come on and be as transparent as we possibly can. Don't get frustrated with us when we can't post things. That is where the SEC tends to tie our hands. So we come here and we are happy to answer every question as honestly as possible. I mean, you came to the NYSE with us. You saw how open and honest we are about everything. Just give us the platform and let us know what you want.
Ready to go back. No.
Yeah. The next one I think is at the NASDAQ. So I think we're going to do the Dorsey Wright ones at the NASDAQ probably in April. So.
All right. No, I appreciate you guys reaching out. I appreciate the announcement and congratulations to both of you. And again, thank you for reaching out and taking the time to do this. And we'll definitely talk soon and have many, many more questions on this. So take care, everyone. Have a good day. Signing out.